I managed to rank my first ever AI-generated blog post #1 on Google, as well as included in the AI overview. I have no SEO background, this is the first time I do this, and on this video, I'm going to show you how you can do that too. As you can see, I've got this one done 23 hours ago. This is my company, the Scale Lab. Here as well, the Scale Lab. This is an outbound agency that I have, and you will see the process is super simple. It took me less than an hour to do using a few tools. My stack is super simple and mostly free. I use Gemini 2.5, which is free, to get me with a structure, teach me about SEO, but also give me a step-by-step that I can follow across other tools. I've also used Claude 4.0, which is completely free, to write my first article. I have an Ahrefs account for $100 for the keyword search, because this is necessary to guide for the structure and what to write, and Gemini Image Gen to generate illustrations. You can use any other one that you have access to, but this is my simple stack, mostly free, just to generate articles as I want. So here's what I did. You can copy the prompt and I can send it to you if you comment on this video. Simply, I've asked it to act as an SEO expert. I gave it some context. I'm a non-technical SaaS founder and I have little knowledge of SEO. I just understand that to rank, I need to create content based on keywords, but also I need backlinks to raise my domain authority. That's how far it goes. Currently, I'd like to focus on the content creation part because that's the one I understand. And I can test this on my outbound lead generation agency that is based in Hong Kong and Singapore and does outbound, basically cold call, cold email, and LinkedIn outbound across Asia, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Australia, New Zealand. Other locations as well. But that's just to give it some context. My stack, I have an Ahrefs account, and I can also get any LLM to write the content if needed. My website and blog are hosted on Wix. It can be another content management system for a case. And the need, I just told it, I'd like you to guide me through the process of finding the right keywords, the type of content, and generating the content to post on Wix. I would like to do it for one piece just to really get the sense of the process, then 10, and then 100. But we can start with the range of 1 to 10 first. So ask me questions where needed, and this is where it started. It gave me an entire process. I'm going to show you the reply of the prompt, but first I'm going to show you a summary just so we know where you're getting into, and we'll then dive in the details. First, it told me step 1, keyword research, finding our target, which is very obvious for anyone doing SEO, not necessary for me. The key here is to find what your potential customers, in my case, are searching for. Tools, I use Gemini and Ahrefs for that. Gemini is what's guiding me through the process and telling me what I should do. Ahrefs is just for the keyword research. Then step 2, content strategy, spying on the competition. This is really about deciding what kind of article will best answer the search of my potential customers. Honestly, I had no idea of this process as well. For this, I used Gemini and just like Google search, obviously, because it's asking me to give it a screenshot of what Google search gives based on the keyword search we have. Step 3, content creation. It says human plus LLM partnership because we're writing the article using Claude at this stage. And Gemini has generated the entire prompt with the structure that Claude used to be able to create the article. It was created in one shot. I'm going to show you the result later on. And then step 4, on-page SEO. This is just optimizing the article for Google. It's mostly setting up what we need, alt text for images, generating some illustrations. Here I use Gemini, so Image Gen as well as Gemini for just giving me the step-by-step, but the Image Gen also to generate some illustrations. And of course, I'm using Wix. That's where my website is hosted, but you can use any other CMS, I suppose. And the last step is just simply publish and promote. I haven't really done much of promotion aside from asking it to index. All of these things are things that Gemini has shared with me. So let me show you what the answer was. Here you go. You can pause the video at any time to read through the answer, but it's giving me the 5 steps that we just saw. It really dives in the details of every step. It explains, okay, maybe you can have some seed keywords that you can search, B2B lead generation, cold email, outbound sales, and so on. Then it tells me also, how we're going to spy on them, like what type of content. Are these listicles? Are these ultimate guides? Are these like case studies? What are other people posting for specifically that type of content? Stuff that I never did before. So I'm learning through the process as well. And I'm happy to share that with you. Maybe you're more advanced, but bear with me. You're going to see the process and the step-by-step. I haven't done any work aside from choosing, sometimes even questioning, and it gave me amazing results. Ranking first on Google with an article generated by AI is not something I had expected. That's also why I'm doing this video. So content creation, human LLM, what it's going to do is going to prompt the LLM. It's really going to create the entire LLM. But the thing is like the LLM is not going to create a 100% perfect job. I'll have to review it to maybe change the tone of it, or some examples will be hallucinations and I just need to edit that. In fact, the editing took me maybe 5-10 minutes maximum because it's close to perfect actually. So here you can see it gives an outline of the article, what it should look like. Again, you can pause the video at any time to read through if you want, and I can copy that and send it to you if you like as well. So then it explains what my touch should be. Okay, I gotta fact check everything. I gotta inject my unique expertise, refine the tone, and add a CTA as well. That really matters. Like in our case, it was contact us for the page. I'll show you the end article as well at the end of this video. Then on-page SEO with Wix. it already understands. Gemini knows how Wix is structured and how to change the on-page SEO. So I used it to really just as a step-by-step. Pretty amazing. Then publish, just hit publish. And then you got to go on the Google Search Console. I had no idea of this thing. And to ask it to crawl basically the site so that it can index it and show it on Google. I thought it might take maybe a week or two before it indexes it, and we may even rank. It really surprised me that it happened literally overnight actually. So then it talks about scaling 1 to 10 pieces. I haven't done that yet. This is going to be on my next videos. Thank you for the excitement here. And I'll show you, it already explains also like how to build a content cluster, what are other articles I should be doing. But let's focus on the current article. I'm going to skip the video now. So it had asked me a simple question, which is, what are the exact problems your clients are trying to solve when they come to you? And I've just said they need to generate more leads for their business. And our ICP is a company that has an existing inbound function and has reached a ceiling and need therefore to do outbound, but they don't really know how to do it and don't have also a team to do that. So it kind of makes sense for them to hire us. We're also talking rather to SMEs, not Fortune 500. We've had a few Fortune 500 type of companies, but usually the process is much longer with them. And there's also internal process that don't work. Just give it like tiny bit of context, just so that it knows our ICP. Of course, very sympathetic. It tells me, okay, this is a gold mine. Thank you. This is great. But what's important is that it gives you an idea of how the persona, so my ICP, will search. So who it is, the situation of the person, super accurate as well. And it tells me also what this person will search on Google, which is good to have that perspective of, who's actually going to look for content. Probably things like what to do when inbound leads plateau, how to start outbound sales from scratch, and so on. Now this is interesting. We're getting started with Ahrefs, and it tells me, okay, log into my account, go to the Keywords Explorer, and just paste these keywords. I have a screenshot just to show you, and I'll just show you exactly what I inputted in there. I chose this. I chose also the destination Singapore because the agency I own is based in Hong Kong and Singapore and does outbound in the entire region in Asia. So it tells me also what keyword difficulty. These are all terms I had no idea of. So keyword difficulty, max 15. This is probably how much competition there is with keyword. And also the volume, which is the intended search volume for a given keyword. So, okay. And it tells me also what I should be looking for, which is amazing. If you need to look into the steps of the teaching, you can continue the video or go to the next step. So now let's look at the screenshot that I sent it. Literally, I sent it a screenshot and I said, this is what I get after doing the search. To remind you, I've simply copy pasted these keywords and I pasted them on Ahrefs in the Keyword Explorer, and this is what it gave back. So this is specific to Singapore. So here we have keyword difficulty, which is not attributed, and search volume is pretty low, 0 to 10. You also have the global search volume here, which is a lot higher, but we're not competing globally, we're local, because companies in the region are reaching out to us, or those who wanna actually go into the region here in Asia. So I gave it this. I don't really know much about what's going on in this table, so I just sent it. This is what I get, perfect, and it really gives me an analysis of my keywords. Now I know what you're going to say. The keyword difficulty is unappearing and the search volume is way too low to invest any time on this. But bear in mind that this specific keyword is very high intent for outbound agency. But specifically, we're not looking at creating just one, but we're thinking about creating 10, 100, thousands, even tens of thousands of articles very quickly with AI and be ranked top and even in the AI overview. So if you can replicate something, even with a small search volume, imagine thousands of articles at 10 views per month, that's already 10,000 views. I definitely take that. One thing that was interesting is that it says that the chosen target for article 1 is how to outsource sales for my company. The problem with that is in this article, how to outsource sales for my company, it tells me that it has a search volume of 70. Like even global search volume is not even 70, it's 0 to 10. So it's kind of gave me the wrong thing. As a setting here, I put the temperature earlier, like when I started the prompt, at 0.2. Typically standard is 1. The lower the temperature, usually the less it hallucinates and the more precise the results are as well. So here it already hallucinated, says like, okay, search volume is 70, which is wrong. So I corrected it. Let me show you this. How to outsource sales for my company has a search volume of 0 to 10, not 70. But the better keyword that I saw on the list has a search volume of 50. Despite sharing this, it still said, okay, well, corrected, identified this, but it gave me an SEO recommendation here saying, let's target how to outsource sales for my company. Great. I've asked it then another question. I want to show you this, which is I did the initial search for Singapore only. And I have two questions because I didn't know, like, should we do the same search as well for Hong Kong as well as Australia? And also if we stick to Singapore, do we need to include the keyword as a long tail at the end, for my company in Singapore, for example. So if you want to see the answer, first it says it's a good idea, but not right now for the locations. Should we add Singapore? It says yes. Okay, we got to do that. Very nice. Yes, absolutely. This is a brilliant instinct. AI is always super sympathetic and very nice. And then can the same content work for us? Mostly yes, but we got to make some adaptations. Now, I know you want to see the results of the next step. Here it says, okay, let's get started with the Intel. Now what we need to do is to go on an incognito browser window, like I've done that, Command-Shift-N, and then search for the keyword here, high intent, how to outsource sales for my company in Singapore. If I search for it right now with this keyword, the fact that I've already published the blog post, you will see my blog post, but I'm going to show you the screenshot that I shared. So here, simple. It also asks me to, report back what the people ask box is. Usually when you search on Google, you also see this section called people ask for to see other questions actually. So this is what came out. I put the keyword just as a reminder, how to outsource sales for my company in Singapore. I searched and I gave it the screenshot here. So this is the first result, discussions in forum, and it shows also the people ask here, how to do sales outsourcing, what are pros and cons of outsourcing, what is B2B sales outsourcing, who needs sales outsourcing. That's pretty amazing. I mean, I had no idea of these things, and this is expert level SEO right at your fingertip and really easy to explain and do actually stuff for you. After giving it this result, I did not expect what would happen next. It gave me really amazing suggestions that I kind of also decided to go with because I'm not able to judge as well. So I'm just using AI to also make the thinking. So here specifically, it says, okay, this was a weak SERP, so search engine results page. And this is a massive opportunity. It was okay, what's that opportunity? Google is guessing, okay, the search query was how to, but Google is showing a mix of results that are strategies, the first result, a director of companies, Clutch, we're actually listed on that one as well, and a competitor homepage. I mean, Google doesn't have a single definitive article that perfectly answers the how-to question. This is amazing. I had no idea of this. So now we're finding an opportunity and we're able to generate something from that. So it also says, okay, at this stage, for some reason, the prompt came up super scattered. So you can see here, there's some thoughts and then answer and then thoughts again, and it was kind of all over the place. So I've just skipped through. I'm really showing you the exact entire process. Can you regenerate the answer? It seems like the formatting of your answer is all over the place. So it did that. This is where we got really what should be done. Step 3, and this is it. We get the content brief and the prompt for the LLM. I kid you not, I just copied it, literally copied and pasted. This is it, okay, and put it on Claude. The only thing that I ask is in the prompt, should we add the name of the lead generation agency, the Scale Lab, or it doesn't matter? Do we also need to link to use cases? Because these are things that we have as well. Provide just a short answer based on yes or no, so I know if it is. Okay, it says, okay, agency name, maybe, link to use cases, yeah, sure. And then so should prompt LLM to indicate where to add use cases? Yes, and it did that. Okay, let's do that so that we can review the prompt accordingly. It shared the entire prompt, and this is what I used. So literally, I copied it, okay. Now and then it asks me, once you're done, tell me when the article has been generated. And I said okay, now what? So I'm going to show you. I went to Claude. I literally copy pasted, as you can see here. This is just purely copy pasted from Gemini to Claude. It generated an entire 1,800 word guide on outsourcing sales for SMEs in Singapore following the detailed requirements. You can see this is the entire article. The only thing that Gemini is asking me to do, as I said earlier in the process, step 3, is that there's a human in the loop. So I need to check what it's saying. It took me probably 5 to 10 minutes just to review a few things to make sure that they're corresponding to what we're creating and that it really fits with the company. Not more than that, really 5-10 minutes maximum. Let me show you how it looked next. Now that the article has been generated, I simply asked Gemini, is it recommended to add images and illustrations? If so, recommend where to add them and generate a prompt for each that I can use in an image generated to generate the illustration because I didn't want to create it myself. So yes, of course, it says you should add them. It told me where to add them in 3 sections actually. One, it was at the hero, so that's at the top. Then in the process diagram, there was a section that says the 5-step section and the concept visual, which was in the pros and cons of outsourcing. All sections in my article. Then it gave me prompts that I used in an image generator from Google, which was ImageGen, free and available as well. You could use your ChatGPT or whichever you want. And so simple, give me a prompt and I'm going to show you the results. Simply, I created this, okay? I posted it, I pasted it, and I got the download. And this was actually the banner. So that was for the hero. You can see it here. This is the banner that I used. Then it asked me to use other ones. I had few iterations. I'm going to show you because I wanted to see also what it came up with. I got this one, then I said, okay, I want to try another one. Here it didn't say outsource, it said 5 outsource outbound. It's kind of a weird sentence. Then another one as well. It's like, okay, I'm going to use the first one. And you'll see that's actually the one I ended up using. So here you go. At the bottom, I use this one. And then it helped me generate the last one, which again, I just copy pasted the prompts and I got like a few variations. It's like, okay, do that again, just got it. And that's the one I used, as you can see here. Very easy. Now that the article has been generated and I got my illustrations as well, I know that the next step is on-page SEO. So simply we have to optimize the article for Google. And so I asked for the images that I've generated thanks to Gemini to write caption and an alt text for each of the visuals. So it did that so that when I went to Wix and I edited the article, I could simply post it on the editing and put it in the backend. So here I'm on my Wix page. I simply copy pasted the article. I've added URLs that Gemini told me to add. One is to the service page of my website. Other ones are to case studies, but also the images that we generated. And it also helped me create captions and alt text. As you can see, I have alt text. This is all things that was generated through Gemini. You'll see it also told me how to change the URL slug. It says, okay, the bad one, which is probably what Wix will generate, and the good one is this one, how to outsource sales Singapore. I did that. It gave me also like a title tag for my SEO. This is what I literally just copy pasted. Here you can see this is exactly what Gemini gave me. Same for the description. And like, honestly, I just followed step by step. I just copy pasted. It gave me the entire list. And I've done that. Once I was done, I had the final checklist to check if everything was good, and I simply hit publish. And so the last part of the process, once your article has been published, you have an actual URL and you need to request indexing in Google Search Console. I had no idea of this process, and this is simply to help Google crawl and request an actual indexing of your page so that it crawls it earlier and can start indexing it. I'll show you how I did it. Very simple process. Basically, you go to your Google Search Console. You should have a project under your domain. If you don't, you can create that and associate your domain to it. This is the URL of the article. Simple, which is exactly what Gemini gave me. You add it to the link here, inspect an URL, and you can request an indexing. It is currently already indexed because the article has been posted less than 24 hours ago. And I'm going to show you how it looks like when I search now. So here you go. When I type how to outsource sales for my company Singapore, I come up first in the AI overview. As you can see here, it's the Scale App. This is the article that we just created. I think you recognize here the little image, and I rank first here. This is 23 hours ago. So that was the fastest first ranking I've ever read about. And I didn't even think that we would rank this fast with an AI generated article and appear in the AI overview. I tested another keyword similar to that without, let's say, the company. So here, how to outsource sales in Singapore. As you can see, we first have sponsored content, just to show you that like this is sponsored and we're still first. And here we have our article again, 23 hours ago, #1. And you can see the competitor that was showing first was here as well. Same for this part here. We have the discussions and the competitor is now second, which was first actually before. Pretty amazing. If you like this video and want to have the same step-by-step guide with the same prompts, just comment in the comment section. I'm going to share with you the entire prompts that I've used and also the same stack, which was entirely free aside from Ahrefs for keyword search, which probably you already have as well. And if not, I advise having it so that you at least know what you're targeting for. And if you're interested in seeing next videos about creating the 1 to 10 content pillar, even like 100 articles, 1,000 articles with LLMs, simple steps, I'll create that because I'm going through the process right now and I'll share also the results. Thank you for following. Give a like, subscribe, and see you on the next video.